The beach proposal that wasn't the salt-laced wind whipped at Liam's meticulously styled hair, rendering it a chaotic mess. He ran a hand through it, the carefully rehearsed words of his proposal threatening to evaporate along with his confidence. He clutched the velvet box tighter, the small square, a weighty promise in his sweaty palm. Today was the day. Today, under the vast, indifferent sky, he was going to ask Maya to marry him. They had chosen this beach, a secluded stretch of golden sand fringed by wind-swept dunes, for its quiet intimacy. It was a place they had discovered together, a sanctuary away from the relentless pulse of city life. Here they had built sandcastles that surrendered to the tide, shared secrets whispered on the breeze, and watched the sun bleed into the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and violet. Liam watched Maya as she ran barefoot along the shoreline, her laughter carried on the wind. Her dark hair streamed behind her like a banner, her eyes sparkled with an irrepressible joy. She was a force of nature, untamed and vibrant, and he loved her with every fiber of his being. He had planned this moment for weeks. The ring, a delicate band of platinum adorned with a single, ethically sourced diamond, was perfect. The speech, a heartfelt declaration of his love, had been rewritten countless times, each version striving for the elusive balance between sincerity and eloquence. Even the weather, a balmy afternoon with a gentle breeze, seemed to be conspiring in his favor. But as he watched Maya, his carefully constructed plans began to unravel. The sheer, unadulterated joy she exuded was infectious, yet it also amplified his own anxieties. What if he wasn't good enough for her? What if she said no? He took a deep breath, reminding himself of all the reasons why he loved her, all the reasons why he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. Kindness, her intelligence, her unwavering belief in him, even when he doubted himself. He started walking towards her, his heart pounding against his ribs like a trapped bird. He imagined the scene unfolding in his mind. He would stop her, take her hands in his, and deliver his carefully rehearsed speech. He would get down on one knee, present the ring, and ask her the question that would change their lives forever. But life, as it often does, had other plans. Maya, caught up in her own world of carefree abandon, didn't see the small, half-buried piece of driftwood in her path. Her foot caught on it, and she stumbled, her arms flailing wildly as she fought to regain her balance. Liam reacted instinctively. He surged forward, his hand outstretched, and managed to catch her just before she hit the sand. They both tumbled to the ground in a tangle of limbs, their laughter mingling with the sound of the waves. It was then, in the midst of their clumsy embrace, that disaster struck. The velvet box, dislodged from Liam's sweaty palm, went flying through the air. It landed with a soft thud on the sand, the lid popping open to reveal its precious contents. The ring, freed from its velvet prison, rolled out onto the beach, glinting in the sunlight. It came to rest a few inches from Maya's outstretched hand. She gasped, her eyes widening in surprise and dawning realization. She stared at the ring, then back at Liam, her expression a mixture of shock, amusement, and overwhelming emotion. Tears welled up in her eyes, and she started to laugh and cry at the same time. Liam, mortified, scrambled to his feet. He knelt beside her, his face flushed with embarrassment. I can explain, he stammered, his carefully rehearsed speech completely forgotten. Maya reached out and took his hand, her touch warm and reassuring. "You don't have to," she said, her voice thick with emotion. He looked at her, his heart aching with love and a healthy dose of self-deprecating humor. He had envisioned this moment so differently, a picture-perfect proposal under a clear blue sky. Instead, it was a chaotic, messy, utterly imperfect scene on a windswept beach. But as he looked into Maya's eyes, he realized that it was perfect in its own way. It was real, it was authentic, and it was a testament to the unpredictable nature of their love. He smiled, a genuine, heartfelt smile that reached his eyes. "Guess the beach had other plans," he said, his voice filled with affection. Maya laughed again, wiping away the tears that streamed down her face. "Always does," she said. He picked up the ring, holding it out to her. "So," he said, his voice trembling slightly, "will you marry me, even though I completely botched the proposal?" Maya didn't hesitate. She took the ring from him and slipped it onto her finger, her eyes never leaving his. "Yes," she said, her voice filled with love and certainty. 1,000 times yes. He pulled her into his arms, and they kissed, their lips meeting in a tender, passionate embrace. The wind whipped around them, the waves crashed against the shore, and the sun dipped lower in the sky, painting the world in hues of gold and crimson. In that moment, nothing else mattered. They were together, they were in love, and they were ready to face whatever the future held. Their beach proposal may not have gone according to plan, but it was a perfect beginning to their forever. As they walked hand in hand along the beach, leaving their footprints in the sand, Liam realized that sometimes the most beautiful moments in life are the ones that are unplanned, unexpected, and utterly imperfect. And he wouldn't have had it any other way.